ladies and gentlemen, it gives me great pleasure to introduce to you our singing star, Miss Kitty Reed.
Hello world, this is Miss Kitty Reed, and today on Amish Book Club we will be discussing Looking for a Miracle by Wanda Brunstetter. It was published in 2006 by Barber Publishing. It is the second book in the Brides of Lancaster County series. I have reviewed the previous book, A Merry Heart, which is referenced in this book, although not necessary to read. I have my assistant Kanani here with me today. Rebecca Stoltzfus was paralyzed as a child when a tree branch fell on her back. Now 19, she feels she will always be a burden to her family. She feels so limited compared to her outgoing, attractive cousin Mary Ellen and the other young people, as she can only do activities from her wheelchair or walk a little with the aid of crutches. Rebecca wants God to fulfill her seemingly impossible desires of finding love and finding a way to be self-sufficient, but those would be miracles. At a singing, Daniel Beachy tries to approach Rebecca. He has feelings for her, but is quite shy, and Rebecca interprets his actions as attempts to attract Mary Ellen. Mary Ellen only has eyes for Johnny Yoder, however. Rebecca's grandmother moved in when Rebecca became paralyzed, and the two share a loving relationship and love of plants. One day, Rebecca goes to her grandmother's room and finds her dead. Rebecca is crushed at the loss of the one person who truly understood her. Out of the tragedy, Rebecca strives for a strong faith like her grandmother had to direct her life. After an experience selling plants at a farmer's market, Rebecca decides to open a greenhouse. The family rallies around her, but plans are put on hold when the barn burns down. Daniel volunteers to help Rebecca and ends up doing much of the work for her greenhouse. Rebecca names her new business Grandma's Place. It is announced at church that Mary Ellen and Johnny are getting married. Rebecca is jealous and saddened that for the first time, the two won't share their life experiences, and Rebecca thinks she might never get married. Meanwhile, Daniel is helping out at the greenhouse and making wooden items to sell there, enjoying his time with Rebecca as well as pursuing an occupation he prefers over working on his father's farm. Rebecca realizes she is in love with Daniel. Daniel asks her to a singing, but is hurt when he is kicked by a cow. Later, when Daniel asks if he can court her, she turns him down. She thinks she can never be a wife and a mother, so a relationship would be pointless. Weeks pass, and Rebecca and Daniel are both miserable. Rebecca's Aunt Miriam tells her about how she overcame being close to love and encourages her to let love have a chance. Rebecca convinces her brother to help her into the buggy so she can go tell Daniel she's changed her mind. She is never driven alone, and then an ice storm comes. She finds Daniel and his family trapped in their wrecked buggy and must go to get help. Everyone is safe. Rebecca and Daniel agree to start courting, and before long, they announce their plans to marry. Daniel makes an offhand comment about he and Rebecca being business partners in the greenhouse after they marry. Rebecca interprets this as Daniel only being interested in her for the business. She breaks up with him. Rebecca is deeply saddened at the loss of her love and disturbed that Daniel may have been using her. One day, she takes a walk to the stream with her crutches. It is farther than she has ever walked, and in trying to save a drowning kitten, she begins drowning herself. Just then, Daniel comes across and saves her. Rebecca and Daniel repair their relationship and agree to go through with their marriage. The couple have a lovely wedding with friends and family, but Mary Ellen leaves early. She gives birth to a baby girl. 1 year later, Rebecca has her own baby girl, named Anna after her grandmother. The end. I enjoyed Rebecca a lot. She wasn't always easy to like, always pushing Daniel away as she did, but she was quite relatable. She had to accept her disability and find out what avenues she could pursue to gain independence. Rebecca had to work on herself to be receptive to love and see herself as more than a disabled girl, but a business owner and the woman of Daniel's heart. She had to let God into her life and allow the miracles she desired to happen. I give this book a 6 out of 7. This book had an inspiring message of trusting God and combined a plot that kept the reader constantly engaged. Our next book will be Rachel by Mary Christner Borntrager. Please check with your local library to see if they have it on the shelves. If not, I am sure they would be happy to get it for you through interlibrary loan. Kanani would like to remind all of you out there on the information superhighway to share your opinions in the comments and look at the video description for important links. This has been Amish Book Club with Miss Kitty Reed. This is Miss Kitty Reed and Kanani signing off. See you later on Amish Book Club.
Living in the rhythm that I'm speaking of. You'll be happy in your work if you're in love.